So between now and Christmas is going to be our busiest time. So we just want to reinforce the message that safety is just as important now as it was throughout the whole year. We're providing scaffolding for 15 contractors on the site at the moment. With our guys, their job is predominantly working at height. So what we have is we have a set of controls in place for stop the drop. So a person has a harness to stop themselves dropping from height. And then the next one then is their tool tethers. So any tools they have on their tool belt is all tethered up. So that stops any tools falling from height. Then we have the hard hat. So the hard hat has a 4-point chin strap, which comes around the ears and keeps the hard hat on the head. So we use them when we're working at height. The other controls we have then in place then, which is probably the last line of defence, is the exclusion zones on the ground area. So it's kind of, the message there is with the exclusion zones there, with signage in place, is just to respect the Actavo exclusion zones and not to be breaking barriers and going in there because there's could be potential there for injury. So to help people remember these 4 vital things before they go to work is we provide toolbox talks throughout the year, we do stand downs throughout the year, and we just hit home then with the guys on their SPA. We get the safety guys to go onto their SPA and to check that all these components are in place. So the most important tool for the job is actually the person themselves. So it's the way in which to use the SPA and use their risk assessment and meta statement is to keep themselves safe and others safe out on site.
So as I'm going around, I'm checking the SPA and I'm just making sure that what they've set up complies with what they've written actually on the piece of paper. So the most important parts of the SPA, of course, are their PPE, their materials, and of course their exclusion zone that they're laying out. So the hierarchy controls is what you'd use for hazards that are out on site. So you'd start off with eliminating the hazard, substituting it for something that's a little bit less, engineer something that can defend people around it, administrate would be your supervision, and then PPE is your last line of defence because that's only one person. So they are seeing that they should eliminate something rather than just simply putting on a bit of extra PPE. So Actavo have these 8 golden rules, and if you follow these rules, you will go home safe. So if I was to give you one key takeaway from the 8 golden rules, it's number 5. Protect yourself from falling.
Yeah, we're working crews of 3, just erecting and dismantling scaffolding. Mostly just for safe access for the lads, the other trades on site to get rid of the job safely and obviously do the job safely as well.
The main thing is always have your lanyards on your tools.
Well, the main thing for scaffolders is the fall arrest harness. That just saves us because we're always out as we're going up on a height, out on open edges, and we need something to secure ourselves just in case we fall from height. Tethered tools is a big one, exactly what we demonstrated there. Hard hat, chin strap, just so my hat doesn't come off like when I was showing that demonstration also. Yeah, just to make sure anything that's at height is safe so it can't be dropped. I know in the industry, fall from heights is probably one of the biggest killers, but dropped objects is also really, really bad as well, yeah.
If I had a piece of advice, just take your time, make sure before you do anything, you've got everything set up in place, all your precautions, i.e. safety tellers, your harness, make sure you've got your exclusion zones, correct paperwork, everything, right paperwork for each job, make sure you're in the right, because every job we do has got a separate permit for every separate floor, so make sure all your paperwork's in place before you set up anything. As long as you stick to the plan that's on the paperwork and don't deviate, nothing should go wrong.